Guys, welcome to another episode of Clues, Cues and Reviews. And I couldn't see any 7 Deadly Sins, I couldn't see any fairy tale. I don't know if they can be released later, I haven't seen them, I'm looking on the wrong website. Let me know. But in the meantime, I was wanting to do this on Friday, I was wanting to do this on Saturday, but here we are on Sunday with some manga review. This one is Dr. Stone Calling Dr. Stone, chapter number 2. Fantasy versus science. But let's get into it, I guess. So, this chapter was actually alright. When you think about it as a package, what it actually does really well is it addresses some of the questions the reader who are new to the series and new to the artist and new to the writer. It addresses some of the questions we have pretty quickly, like why is it that it was just them two, what's the reasoning behind that, what caused that, is it a coincidence, is it a cruel twist of fate, and how are they really going to repopulate the world based on last week's statement, because they're two males. Is it going to be science, is it something else? It does a good job of answering that question. So let's kind of have a look at a few different things. So let's start off with the relationship between them two. They actually make a pretty good duo. It's just that Senku's the brains, Taiju's the brawn. But he's a bit of an idiot. But clumsy yet. He does come out with something good this time. But he's still a bit of an idiot. And there's like a little scene where essentially at the beginning Taiju brings all these different herbs and mushrooms he's found, and Senku's like yeah, this is good, this is bad, and he's like, what, you brought this, you idiot, that's gonna kill us, that's poisonous. That was kind of cool. So if that ever did get animated, that would be a cool little scene. And there's like a scene later on where Taiju is exploring and he runs into a cave and he finds a basket. He's like, oh my god, there's somebody else here. And who's left this basket? And he's like, me, you moron. And it was like, those little interactions are kind of cool. I think that really what sets this chapter off a little bit. Kind of that relationship. There's that humorous side to it. And then they get to it. So there's a few things to bear in mind with this. Number one, we find out why they came to be. And although they were determined not to lose consciousness and all of that, it literally was a fluke that this happened. So it was essentially a case of the war pushed them into a certain place where they were affected by certain elements that essentially helped them break out. And they were only half a year away from each other, and it just something had. It's kind of like the Big Bang Theory, I guess. Something happened to cause this big surge, and in this case, something has happened to get these people in the right circumstances, in the right situation, thousands of years later, and they broke free. We found out what the main key ingredient was: nitric acid, which came from the poo-poo of bats in a cave. But that's not all. There's something more to that. So essentially what they were looking for is something they could use to kind of really get through this tough exchange of the stone, kind of dissolve it, disassemblate it, so that we can basically start bringing life. And then we kind of go into this whole thing where they needed alcohol, and Taiju found some grapes and they create wine and they ferment it. And they're basically showing you the basics of science. Could be handy in survival scenarios. For all those survivalists, so the people that think, okay, what would I do in this situation? It does give you some hints and tips for those that like wine. I mean, if I read the whole manga, will I be able to become a person that could survive Lost, for example? I don't know. I mean, but then, bearing in mind they were dead to begin with, but separate story, I kind of digress. Anyway, and then we get them trying a few different things, them trying to find a solution and fix and bring life. And we see a few different key things to bear in mind. Time is passing, and that's important because we see them, they're like spring, summertime when it first starts, we get to winter, we get to spring again. So ultimately a whole year has gone by in this chapter. So it is quite fast paced in terms of timing. And we even see that handsome beard on Taiju in the winter, and he's thinking about, oh, what would she think of me when I'm like this? So that these little things, he's kind of motivated by one thing. Senku's motivated by science. But the key thing is the ending. So after numerous hundreds of attempts, after a year of going through this process, they get a bird to live. It's free, it flies. But how do they repopulate Earth? 2 ways we find out. 1, the natural way, which means they need a female. Number 2, the unconventional way, by bringing people back to life and then them repopulating Earth. So it's going to be a bit of both, but because Taiju was basically the catalyst to get the answer, the wine, the grapes and all that stuff, he's given the choice of who he wants to revive first. And naturally he's going to pick his love, Yuzuhira. Now this is an interesting thing, because as you know, there has to be twists and turns to keep this exciting. What is going to happen next? Here are a few options. She doesn't revive straight away. She dies. She comes back, but she hates Taiju. She doesn't see him in that way. Or Senku worms his way in, and Senku and Taiju have a falling out. It's possible. Or am I being too obvious and dramatic with this? In any case, there's many different kind of variables and factors where the story can be going in directionally with these characters. It'll be interesting to find out what happens next. I'm hoping they start doing this thing where they start bringing like a lot more people back or something like that, so we can have a community, I guess. But I'm guessing that's going to happen over time. This has been picked up apparently by Gemini Box, so hopefully we'll be able to do reviews on this on a regular basis moving forward. Anyway, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the chapter. Hope you enjoyed the review. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next one. And don't forget to check out our Twitter. I'll leave it in the link below. Peace.